Let's get right into it. Number 6, holding your pee, bladder breakdown, expanding your bladder to its maximum. When you sense the impulse but choose to contain it just somewhat longer, you're covertly damaging your bladder. Your bladder is essentially a balloon containing liquid refuse your system needs to eliminate. When it's approximately halfway occupied, your system transmits messages to discharge it. Disregarding that message compels your bladder to expand past its typical capacity. Executing this consistently for years can trigger serious complications. Your bladder is a muscle, and similar to extending an elastic band repeatedly, ultimately it loses its elasticity. That's what occurs to your bladder when you perpetually compel it to contain more than it should. When your bladder muscles deteriorate, they cannot contract adequately to expel all the urine. This abandons urine remaining in your bladder, which is essentially a heated pool celebration welcome for bacteria. These bacteria reproduce excessively, providing you a urinary tract infection, which feels similar to urinating molten rock. Some individuals believe containing it excessively long will cause your bladder to explode. That's uncommon because you'll ultimately simply urinate involuntarily before that occurs. The genuine harm occurs gradually over duration as you continuously expand your bladder past its boundaries. This can ultimately deteriorate your pelvic floor muscles too, resulting in incontinence. That's when your bladder chooses to discharge urine without your authorization, typically at the most unfortunate conceivable moments. Number 5, nail biting, the habit of biting your nails, munching on bacteria and destroying your teeth. Think of your fingernails as miniature germ collectors, gathering microbes throughout your day. Each time you make contact with a handle, mobile device, or typing surface, your nails accumulate countless unseen passengers. When you gnaw on those nails, you're essentially giving these microorganisms direct access to your oral cavity. That restroom door latch you touched earlier, it's now entering your mouth. Your dental structure wasn't meant to function as nail trimmers. Repeated biting creates stress on your incisors, leading to fractures, breakage, or dental misalignment. Dental professionals can spot those who bite their nails simply by examining their front teeth, which show telltale fractures and damage. The jagged portions of your chewed nails can also cut into your gum tissue like miniature blades. These small lacerations become ideal entry points for harmful bacteria to access your circulation. The tissue surrounding your nails, known as the cuticle, serves as your body's defense layer. When you chew it off, you're removing the barriers that prevent harmful agents from getting in. This can result in paronychia, an unpleasant red, inflamed infection surrounding your nail area that causes your digits to become puffy. Some individuals actually require hospitalization for serious finger infections originating from this habit. And these microorganisms don't remain confined to your oral cavity or digits. They can migrate to your digestive tract, triggering gastrointestinal problems or even penetrate your breathing passages. Research has shown that habitual nail biters experience considerably more digestive and intestinal infections compared to those who don't bite. The troubling aspect is this behavior is remarkably difficult to quit because it's frequently connected to nervousness. Your mind has established a strong link between experiencing tension and moving your digits to your mouth. It's your brain's programmed reaction. Experiencing stress, chew nails. Number 4, your earphones. Quiet hearing killers. While you're jamming to your favorite music, sound level maximized, those miniature audio devices are covertly harming your hearing. Within your auditory organ is the cochlea. It's covered with thousands of miniature hair cells that transform sound vibrations into electrical messages for your cerebrum. When you amplify your audio, these fragile hairs become bent and damaged like vegetation in a storm. Unlike the hair covering your scalp, these internal auditory hair cells cannot regenerate. Once they're harmed, they're eliminated permanently. The typical dialogue measures approximately 60 decibels. Your earphones can generate sound at 105 decibels or beyond, noisier than a power saw. Anything exceeding 85 decibels begins harming your hearing. At 100 plus decibels, irreversible harm can occur in merely 15 minutes. The frightening aspect is your auditory organs don't alert you when the destruction is occurring. There's no discomfort, no blood, just quiet, permanent devastation. By the moment you detect ringing in your auditory organs or must request people to repeat their words, those hair cells are already deceased. Researchers discovered many adolescents already possess the auditory damage of 50-year-olds due to earphones. Some headphones currently include integrated safety mechanisms that reduce the sound level automatically, but most individuals bypass these configurations because evidently hearing is undervalued. Hearing devices don't restore your hearing, they simply magnify whatever little you possess remaining. Number 3, abdominal sleeping. Imagine spending 2/3 of your life sleeping on your stomach. Appears comfortable, but your spine vigorously objects. When you rest face downward, your neck must rotate in one direction so you can inhale. This compels your neck into an abnormal position for extended durations. It resembles giving your spine a gradual, agonizing punishment session every solitary night. Your spine organically has subtle curves that assist in distributing your mass, but abdominal sleeping compresses these curves like a heavy roller over a garden tube. The force from your body mass presses downward, compressing your spine into the sleeping surface. This rotated position creates additional tension on all the muscles and connections in your neck. The nerves traveling through your spine become compressed in this position too. That's why abdominal sleepers frequently awaken with prickling or deadness in their limbs and digits. It's your nerves yelling, "Cease compressing me." Eventually, this nightly spine punishment can result in persistent neck discomfort and dorsal complications. If you absolutely cannot avoid sleeping on your abdomen, at a minimum, use an extremely flat cushion. This assists in decreasing the severe angle of your neck rotation. You can also attempt placing a small cushion beneath your pelvis to assist in preserving your spine's organic curve. But the optimal resolution is to condition yourself to rest on your dorsal side or lateral position. Number 2, suppressed sneezes, tiny head explosions. You experience that sensation in your nasal passage during a silent gathering. You pinch your nostrils, seal your lips, and suppress that sneeze. Resist that urge. That sneeze attempts to expel air at velocities reaching 100 miles per hour. When you prevent it, that energy gets forced backward into your skull. The force must find an outlet, discovering the most damaging possible routes. It can rush up your eustachian passages, the narrow channels linking your nasal cavity to your auditory organs. This abrupt pressure surge can genuinely tear your eardrum, resulting in discomfort and brief hearing impairment. The fragile blood vessels throughout your eyes and nasal passages weren't constructed to withstand this level of force either. They can rupture, creating crimson spots in your eyeballs. In uncommon instances, individuals have injured their throat passages from containing sneezes. One individual actually broke a minor facial bone from suppressing a sneeze excessively hard, creating subcutaneous emphysema, which is oxygen caught beneath the skin. When you sense a sneeze approaching next time, release it. Your system is attempting to expel something unwanted. It's preferable to a miniature detonation inside your skull. Number 1, nocturnal illumination, your cerebrum's weakness. Manufactured light is covertly disrupting everything while you rest. Even that harmless small nightlight in your corridor is scheming against you. When nighttime arrives, your system produces melatonin, the chemical that assists you in sleeping and coordinates your body's complete restoration process. But expose even a minimal amount of light on your resting face and your melatonin generation plummets. Even minimal intensity illumination can reduce your melatonin generation by 50%. That faint radiance from your device charger, the exterior light entering through your window coverings, even your electronic timepiece tells your cerebrum, "Listen, friend, it's still daytime. Continue functioning." It resembles someone perpetually switching the illumination on and off while you're attempting to rest. This disruption doesn't simply make you fatigued the following day. When your melatonin becomes reduced night after night, your metabolism begins behaving abnormally. Unexpectedly, you're accumulating weight despite maintaining your nutrition, and your insulin becomes less efficient. Researchers conducted an investigation with rodents, subjecting them to faint light during nighttime. The unfortunate small creature's metabolism became completely disrupted. They accumulated weight and displayed indicators of melancholy, implying comparable impacts on people. Your emotional state suffers a blow, too. Without adequate melatonin, your emotional control deteriorates. Individuals with interrupted sleep patterns are more prone to encounter depression and nervousness. That nightlight might protect against imaginary creatures, but it welcomes mental struggles.